What's up, you guys, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Amanda Marie, and over here I love to discuss everything fragrance. So if you're someone that is into smelling good, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. Welcome to another episode of Fragrance Flavors of the Week. This is where I come on and share with you guys everything I wore this past week. If it had a fragrance and I wore it, I'm going to tell you about it. That includes lotions, oils, shower gels, and of course, perfume. So let's go ahead and get started. I was in Target and I smelled a Cremo body wash called Vintage Suede. I can't talk. I remember telling you guys that I really enjoy the Palo Santo body wash from Cremo. But anyway, this is Vintage Suede. So I was in Target one day and I went ahead and picked this baby up, and y'all, I love this one. In this one you have notes of white moss, you have rich amber, and smooth suede. Y'all, when I tell you, oh my god, this smells so good. It's a little sweet for some reason, but the suede is so beautiful, okay? And y'all know I have a thing about leathery notes. They are not necessarily my favorite, but when I do run across a leather note in a fragrance that smells good, I tend to like become addicted, okay? Leather is not my favorite note when it comes to perfume, body wash, lotions, or anything like that. I don't really have a tendency to gravitate towards suede because sometimes it can be very synthetic smelling, and I don't really like that. But in this one, it smells amazing. It reminds me of a Tom Ford fragrance, which we're going to get into in a second, okay? But it reminds me of something from Tom Ford, like Tuscan leather, maybe even ombre leather, but it smells really, really good. It's a distinguished blend of white moss, rich amber, suede, okay? It doesn't really give much of a description of the notes, but it smells beautiful, okay? It really does. I would say it could lean a little bit masculine. Really, all of their body washes kind of smell a little masculine. I mean, when you go into Target, they're basically in the section with the shaving razors and shaving creams, you know, the aisle for men, okay? They're over there. I feel like they're not necessarily targeting for men, but I get the vibe that they're for men, but I don't care. I love it. It smells good. It gives a nice lather. You can smell this. When I shower with this, it consumes my whole bathroom. When I go and shower the next day, I can smell it on my towel. It smells so good, y'all. It really does. So I highly recommend this, especially if you love fragrances like Tom Ford's, you know, ombre leather, Tuscan leather, or even that new Eau d'Ambre leather by Tom Ford. This would be great for layering with any leather fragrance that you have in your collection, to be honest with you. But I love it. Again, it is called Cremo Body Wash Vintage Suede. Okay, so if you're not aware, the 7 Virtues released a new fragrance. It's been the talk of the town, honey. Everybody's been talking about it on all the social media platforms, and they were nice enough to send me a bottle, and I have to say I really do enjoy it. This is Candied Lychee. This is the newest release from the 7 Virtues. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, I know there's peony here. I know there is lychee, of course. There is amber, okay, and there's some sugary notes. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, there are not too many 7 Virtue fragrances that I don't mesh with, that I don't vibe with, that I don't like, to be honest with you. I feel like their fragrances are safe, okay? If you're thinking about buying a fragrance from the 7 Virtues, blind buying one, I should say, I think you'll be okay. Let me just say this. I'm not the person to like go head over heels crazy behind lychee, anything when it comes to fragrances. Like I love to have a lychee martini or something like that, but I'm just not like, I don't go crazy for lychee. I do feel like lychee is one of those notes that kind of smells the same in pretty much every fragrance that I smell, with the exception of Delina. Let me just say that Delina is probably the first lychee fragrance that I've ever smelled that I fell head over heels in love with. I'm gonna just keep it 100. I like the direction that the Seven Virtues went with their lychee, okay? Because it's not necessarily perfumey, it's not heady, it's not giving mature, vintagey or anything like that. It smells very modern, it smells very feminine, it smells very pretty and warm, okay? This will easily transition into the fall. Don't know how it will hold up in the wintertime, but it definitely will make a great fall scent, I would say that. So it's sweet. I would not say this is over the top sweet in my opinion, but it's definitely giving off a sweetness, okay? Love the peony in this one. Peony is another note that I feel like it's a floral note. It comes off extremely feminine in my opinion. So if you are the type of person that loves a feminine forward fragrance, a girly girl fragrance, if you will like this one. Layer this one with another Seven Virtues fragrance called Vanilla Woods, and these two go so well together. But there's something about this Vanilla Woods that gives it a little bit more of a smooth touch, a little bit more of almost a creamy vanilla. I could totally wear this on its own, but layering these two, man, I mean, it was just a combination made in heaven. I love these two together. Like I said, I feel like the Seven Virtues fragrances are pretty much a safe blind buy. One that I would say is not a safe blind buy is going to be the Coconut Sun, but that's coming from someone who doesn't really vibe with a lot of coconut fragrances, so take that as you will, okay? I'm just saying. I'm not sure if you guys follow me on Instagram. I hope so. If you're not following me on Instagram, here's my handle right here. Please go follow me on Instagram, because a lot of times as I get information about new releases and things of that nature, I usually hop on Instagram and I announce it there. It's just easier for me that way. It's quick. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. I'm not sure if you guys are following Montale on Instagram either, but they are going to be in Sephora now, okay? I think they're doing like what I would consider a soft launch. I don't think that they are releasing all of their fragrances, and I'm not sure if they're going to be in store. They may be online at first. I'm not sure, but of course, as I get more information, I'll let you guys know, especially if you like Montale fragrances. Stay tuned for that. Launching them in a 7 fluid ounce, so it's a little bit less than a 10 ml, but this is the packaging, okay? This is what they look like. Now, Lucky Candy, I feel like I did sample this at one point when I was in maybe Neiman Marcus or somewhere like that. And I didn't put it on skin, I only put it on paper, but I did wear this on Tuesday, okay? I don't know if I mentioned it, but Monday I wore the Candied Lychee. Actually, I wore the Candied Lychee Sunday and Monday, okay? 2 days, just so I could play around with it and I can, you know, come on and give you guys a full review. So Tuesday I wore Lucky Candy. Now, this fragrance, and let me just look up the notes real quick, because Lucky Candy is really deceiving to me. It really is. And I had not looked up any notes. I was just kind of going straight from the dome, trying to see if I can pick up notes on my own. And then at the end of the day, I decided to look up the notes, and the notes are not anything like what I picked up on my skin. Interesting enough, I get rose. I don't know why I pick up rose in this fragrance. I don't know why, because there is no rose listed here whatsoever. But I get a rose out of here. I really do. With all the notes that are listed, it should smell more of a gourmand, like a gourmand in my opinion. It doesn't give gourmand. Could it be the honey in this? I don't know. I don't know. Could it be the frangipani? And frangipani along with ylang ylang just gives me this kind of, it gives me tropical, but it gives me very vintage tropical, okay? Those are not necessarily two of my favorite yellow florals, okay? But as I'm looking at these notes, they are coming off very tropical-esque. I'm not sure what they were going for with this one. I'm really not sure. Like, I get the vanilla. I get the honey, which could be throwing me off. I get the musk. I get the amber in here because it has a warm touch to it. And I may be picking up on the neroli. Kind of like almost a Arabic touch to this fragrance. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of fragrances like Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper by Kayali. It reminds me of maybe Roses Vanille. I think they make Roses Vanille. I get rose. My nose smells something, but my eyes are looking at the notes and they really don't mesh. Okay, very confusing. I don't know if I would buy this in a full size. I think I will enjoy this nice little travel size here. And once I'm done with it, I'm done with it. I don't know if I would necessarily reinvest in, well, I can't say reinvest because that was gifted to me. So I don't know if I would invest in Lucky Candy. I probably would invest in one of their other fragrances. But let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about Lucky Candy. Did it confuse y'all as much as it confused me? Because I'm scratching my head still right now. But I think it is a really pretty scent. Not one of my favorites from the brand, but nonetheless still pretty. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Fleurit. If I'm not mistaken, they have about 7 to 8, maybe 9 fragrances in their catalog, but Sainte Fumée is my favorite. Oh gosh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. The bottle is gorgeous as well. Love the bottle. Please excuse my fingerprints. They are all over this bottle because I have been wearing this. I tell you, this fragrance is so intoxicating. From what I understand, I think Sainte Fumée means holy smoke. So in this fragrance, you will get notes of incense, you will get bergamot, you will get that ambroxan, which is like that sexy skin scent, kind of woody. You're gonna get the oak moss, okay, which gives it like this earthy, damp, almost type of feel. You're gonna get some musk. There is myrrh here, but I'm not picking up on the myrrh. Myrrh is a resin that comes off very much like an incense, okay, but I'm not getting that in this fragrance at all. This is just so beautiful to me. It's very sexy. It's very appealing to my nose. It's very intoxicating. It's just one of those fragrances that I just cannot stop smelling. It smells so good. This is perfectly genderless. Anybody could wear this. I think it would smell great on a man. I would say it may lean slightly masculine, just a tiny bit, because of the incense note in here and the myrrh. But besides that, I think it's totally genderless. I feel like anybody could pull this off. I think this would be great for everyday wear. I think it would be great for a fall fragrance. I think the projection is going to give you about 3 feet. Okay, it is not a big projector. As far as the longevity, it probably would give you a good 6 to 7 hours, okay, maybe 8 if you spray it on clothes. Not a skin scent, okay, this is not a skin fragrance. I just want to say that, but it does sit close to the skin, okay. But y'all, I absolutely adore this fragrance. I really do. So yeah, great job to Fleurit, and thank you again, Lynn, for sending me this fragrance. Chef's kiss. I was watching a fragrance reviewer. Y'all know I love to watch fragrance reviews at night while I'm laying in bed before I go to sleep, and they brought this fragrance up, and I thought, you know what, let me pull this out and wear it, because I hadn't really worn it in a long time. I'm going to say Fève Délicieuse, okay, by Christian Dior. It is part of their Privé line. And again, this is discontinued. I'm gonna spray a little bit. Very pretty. Now this, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not blind buy this fragrance. I did smell it at the counter before I bought it. But I had this fragrance on my mind prior to buying it for several months. And when I first smelled it, I'm not gonna lie to you, I felt a little bamboozled. I ain't gonna say I felt gypped, but when I first smelled this, it definitely did not smell like what I thought it was going to smell like. To some, this would come off as a gourmand, but to me, this does not really give full-on gourmand in my opinion. It's a really pretty scent, but I would not call it a gourmand. I really would not. There are gourmand notes here like dark chocolate, caramel, vanilla, but what I get from here is lavender. I get the cherries, which could kind of come off smelling a little bit like almonds. Sometimes cherry and fragrances they have a tendency to come off like that. The little mint, hint of mint in here. The opening gives me this clean, fresh, okay, aromatic vibe. And I'm assuming it's from the lavender, the mint, okay, and the bergamot. The cherries really sit somewhere in the base, maybe. I don't get a lot of cherries out of this. I really don't. I get an extreme powdery smell from this. In the base, I also get this slightly smokiness. Maybe it's from the benzoin. Maybe it's the leather that's giving it this kind of smoky smell. I wish I got more of the gourmand notes out of this fragrance, like the praline, the caramel, the cacao. You know, I wish they were just a little bit more amped up for me. You know, maybe that's why I don't grab for this as often. I'm not overly impressed with Fève Délicieuse, but I do enjoy it. I think this makes a great bedtime fragrance, if I'm being honest with you. And for those days where I just don't want to be loud, I want something soft. I want something a little sweet. I want something a little powdery. You know what I'm saying? Something very cozy. Then I will pull for this fragrance. But yeah, this fragrance tricked me. I'm not even gonna lie. Even though I did smell it before I purchased it, okay? In my mind, I just thought it was going to be something different. More than likely, I am going to be pulling for this fragrance in the fall because I do enjoy those warm, cozy, comforting type of fragrances. Before I get off this fragrance though, let me speak to the performance in case you are going to buy it. Maybe you can still find it somewhere. Maybe you're going to get it secondhand, whatever the case may be. But I would say this is a decent performer. It is not beast mode. It is not necessarily in your face, at least from what I experienced with this fragrance. I would say the projection is moderate. Okay, you're gonna get 3 feet projection. You're going to get probably about a good 5 to 6 hour wear out of this fragrance. Of course, if you go heavy with the sprays, you probably will get more of a performance, but I would say this is a very moderate performer. It almost could sit very close to the skin as well. So take that information how you will, but do I want to talk about this one? I'll talk about this one. I do have a travel size, which I haven't opened up, of the new Tom Ford's Eau d'Ombre leather. I think I'm going to talk about it in one of my fall videos, so stay tuned for that. But let me just tell you, I love it. I love it. I almost like the new Eau d'Ombre better than the old ombre leather. Let me just say that. It is really good, y'all. Really, really good. But last but not least, I wore this on Friday. This is Khaltat Night by Attar Collection USA. Beautiful scent. If you guys have smelled this before, you probably would say it reminds you a lot of Angel Share by Kilian, and I would agree 100%. I'm not gonna call this a dupe, but they come very, very close, okay? And did you guys know that they are releasing a flanker to Angel Share? I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I think it's supposed to be a fruitier version of Angel Share. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, they're releasing a flanker. So fingers crossed that I like that one. And I would agree that this fragrance has a lot of similarity to Angel Share by Kilian. It's sweet, it's warm, it has that boozy effect. Even though there's no booze here, it does give me boozy, okay? I am getting the cherries, and I can smell the cherries in this one. Not like in Fève Délicieuse. The cherries in Fève Délicieuse is in the background, kind of faint. The cherries in Khaltat Night is in your face. Like, you smell the cherries. They smell like machino cherries. Cherries that have been soaking in juice. That sweet, juicy, syrupy cherry note is what I get here. And I'm getting the red apple. I don't think I had picked up on the red apple when I first started wearing this, but it has had time to sit. And so it's giving me something a little bit different. It's giving me depth. It's giving me dense. It's giving me just this sweet, warm, almost apple pie type of vibe. I appreciate the patchouli. The patchouli in here is not necessarily in your face. It's more of just grounding the fragrance out, giving it character, okay? Substance. That's what the patchouli is doing here. So if you're worried about the patchouli, don't be, because it is in the background. It's here. You can smell it, but it's not in your face, okay? But this is warm, yummy, sweet, delicious. It's beautiful, okay? It is beautiful. Love the cinnamon note here mixed in with the apple. It's almost giving it like a warm apple pie with cherries on top. I don't know, but it is delicious. It's almost making me hungry, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Again, it does remind me quite a bit of Kilian's Angel Share, but I would not say they are one-to-one. I would say they are probably about 95% similar, which is very, very close, really. When you get into the 90s, that's very close in my opinion. So yeah, but the prices are different for sure, okay? This is a more affordable option. If you love Kilian's Angel Share and you don't want to spend that type of money, invest in Khaltat Night by Attar Collection. You will get the same vibes, I promise you. You really will, and you will save some money. I do have a code for this fragrance. I will leave it at the top here in the video, and I will leave it down below in the description box, okay, in case you're interested. All right, you guys, so those were my fragrance flavors of the week. Comment down below if you have any of the fragrances that I mentioned in today's video. Let me know what you wore this week or what you think I should put my nose on. Don't forget to stay tuned for my fall fragrances. Those are going to be coming up this week. I'm so excited to get into the fall fragrances, honey. Yes, I'm ready to say bye-bye to this heat. Do you hear me? If you enjoyed my video, if you are into fragrances and you want to learn more or hear more about fragrances, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload and you don't miss out. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a fabulous day and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.